audio listeners, I just caught a vibe.
Oh.
Anyways, welcome back to Nefarious Things. This is episode 2. My name is Ashley.
My name's Alex. Oh my god.
You're always starting these episodes off with a bang, babe.
Yeah.
Literally. Oh my goodness. Anyways, if you missed the first episode of Nefarious Things, we talked about 3 movies: Titan, Halloween Kills, and Dune.
You guys heard my thoughts about Dune, didn't really. I mean, it was okay. It was good, but it could have been better, I think.
Yep. Also, before we get into anything serious, I just want to touch on things that we've uploaded on our main channels this week.
Mm-hmm.
I uploaded a reaction video to 12 Foot Ninja's song called Over and Out with Tatiana from Ginger.
And her channel is Dead Girl Superstar, which is going to be linked down below in the YouTube video if you guys want to check it out.
Yeah, and what did you upload?
Yeah, I uploaded the Matrix video, the Matrix Resurrections.
Are you excited?
Yeah, no, I am really excited. I think we should add those to my collection. I always pass them up because I'm like, well, like they're a staple in the collection, but like also like I could find some probably like cooler things that are not like people don't have yet. So like,
yeah, I struggle with the Matrix because you know how I have my movies separated by genre because I'm a little crazy, you know. So I have the Matrix right now in my horror collection because I do feel like it, in a way, I don't know, I feel like it belongs in a subgenre of the horror.
Well, it's kind of sci-fi.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
But I also.
You have a lot of sci-fi stuff.
Could just be with my like super drama-y movies with a little bit of sci-fi put in. But that's.
You have a lot of sci-fi stuff. You have like Alien and other things like that, you know?
Yes, I do. Speaking of, I uploaded a unboxing video of my Ellen Ripley and Xenomorph figures onto my channel.
Yeah, that was a good video. And we announced the podcast.
Our podcast in that video.
Yeah, so people should go watch that. So run up the views on that one.
In the first episode, you asked me a trivia question, and I've been telling you all day that I have a good one for you, but I feel like you're gonna know the answer immediately.
Yeah, but I'm dumb.
No, you're not. Are you ready?
This is gonna be so hard, but yeah.
Okay, how long did it take for the Blair Witch Project to be filmed entirely?
I don't know that. What are you talking about? What?
It's something. It's so quick.
Like, that's what she said. Like a day. Like a day.
No.
Like 1 day. More than that.
Yeah, just a little bit more than that.
That's what she said also. 2 days.
No.
A week.
Just about. It took 8 days.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I figured you might have known that one.
No, well, I mean, no, I actually never heard that before, but that was a good question. I'm glad that I know that now. Now, if somebody asks how long it took to film, now I know.
You're gonna be like, oh, did you know the Blair Witch Project was filmed in 8 days?
I know, and everyone's be like, okay.
Calm down.
Yeah. Alex, you are unhinged again.
Honestly. Oh my goodness. Alex hit the sauce. This weekend coming up is Alex's birthday.
Yeah, so Venmo me $1 million, please. Thank you very much. Venmo in the bio. I'm just joking.
Oh my goodness.
It's just finally.
How long has it been? It's been 10 days since we've seen each other last.
Too long. Way too long.
Not even 10 days. But yeah, it has been way too long. So we will be together for our next episode in real life, but not over Zoom.
Maybe we can do 2 episodes that weekend.
I would love to. That means we have to crank out so many movies. What are our thoughts about Dune season 3? I think we collectively together, we did not like it.
Wait, for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I kind of loathed almost all of the season. I'm not gonna lie, especially the fake COVID anti-vaxxer,
Was
but
it the
like it's about the
measles or
measles or something.
measles?
And I don't like how they ended it, to be honest. And I
I
don't
don't
like
like how they ended it at all. I don't want to give any spoilers because we're just mentioning what we've been watching, but that whole season was a mess, and I am not looking forward to season 4 based on how it ended.
What's up with all like the kid references? Like, it's like, okay, we didn't learn from the Chris D'Elia situation. Let's just continue doing kid stuff. It's weird.
Also,
it's weird vibes for me.
As you brought up just season 2 right now with Chris D'Elia, I like
fuck Chris D'Elia. We're starting beef with Chris D'Elia.
Yeah, absolutely. We can immediately start beef with Chris D'Elia. I really liked season 2. I thought all the characters in season 2 were really good, and I liked it a lot.
Remember when You was just like a Lifetime show, and then everyone was like, "Oh, we're obsessed with this."
But then I got roped in because I don't know. I watched so much, like, I don't know. All I really watch is like horror related content. So like when I get a good juicy drama, I'm here for it. And it had murder in it. Hell yeah. But Penn Badgley, do you ever listen to his band?
No, I didn't even know he had a band.
I like his music. It's called Mother, MOTHXR. So we started Succession a long time ago. And the past couple of episodes, the amount of drugs.
Oh my God.
It has been so great.
They're like having a serious conversation. He's like, so I'm about to do these 4 lines of cocaine.
My heart's about to stop and like, okay. But I like Greg in that last episode was hilarious, but we are still on season 1. We're just about done season 1.
Trying to get caught up.
I have to remind myself that I'm doing a podcast with you because I'm going to get caught up talking to you the way we normally just like hang out and talk, you know? Carried away with things.
I want to get carried away with you. This is our vibe.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
For audio listeners, I just caught a vibe.
Oh my God. Don't say that out loud. What the fuck? I'm gonna clip that. That's gonna be the intro.
No Danny McBride this week.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I'm really excited to get more into Succession because I don't know, I feel like it has a humor that we like together, and it can be really intense sometimes, and I enjoy it a lot.
And Will Ferrell produced it. What the fuck's
that last night, as soon as you said that, I was like, oh, Will Ferrell.
Yeah. Is that the same Will Ferrell? Like, is there another?
Honestly, is there 2?
Is there 2?
But we also, the last thing that we actually watched would be Project X. And
do you guys remember that there was a flamethrower incident?
Yeah,
what happened with that?
They literally reenacted Kurt Russell in The Thing. Like,
there was just like it just turned into The Purge, and like people were shooting and getting killed, and there's an explosion, and then it's just normal.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
Like, what happened?
I didn't even remember that.
And I love how there was a warning at the beginning of the movie that was like, this is not performed in this movie. Like, please do not do any of this. But also, as we were talking about while we were watching the movie, a little uncomfortable that there were so many boobies, but this was supposed to be high schoolers. Yeah.
And it was before the Miles Teller guy got there.
Miles Teller. Oh my God. I love how we started that movie immediately. I'm like, hey, we want some pussy.
You going in any place ever.
Honestly. Oh my goodness. Oh, the perks of having a bisexual girlfriend.
Oh
anyway.
My God.
So let's get into
You said the perks of having a bisexual girlfriend. Like what? Fuck.
Oh my goodness. We have a visitor.
Hey.
This is your favorite child.
Yeah, right. It only took till the second episode for them to get in the shot.
Oh, the cats?
Yeah,
I know. I was saying to him after we filmed, I was like, the cats have been angels. Just kidding. Let's get into our little bit of news. Before, we only have two things to really touch on this week, because it's only been a few days since we filmed our last episode. But two things that we actually need to talk about. A24 is The Beach and Astro World.
Yeah, they give me the same vibe. I'm not gonna lie. It's a mess.
They're just live streaming horrific.
Oh yeah. Well, The Beach, yeah. Did you hear that before I brought that up to you?
No, I didn't, which is why I've been stuck on it since you did bring it up.
Yeah, like what is that? It's like a 24-hour, 7-day, week-long streaming event, but it's like a guy living on a beach, but there's probably not gonna be dialogue or other people in it.
Yeah, so what I'm wondering is, because it's A24 and we know that they are up to some nefarious things sometimes. I don't know. Brag. No. I don't know. Are they gonna put like a red herring in there somewhere? Is something really fucked up gonna happen?
We could only fucking hope. If it doesn't, then I'm not watching. I'm not watching that shit.
I don't know. Is it gonna be like a performance art kind of thing?
I need a 24-hour week-long stream of Midsummer vibes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or just Florence Pugh. I mean, you could just throw Florence Pugh in there if you want.
Cooking.
Yeah. Cooking, yeah. Existing.
She could just measure water in a measure how the guy would watch.
She just cuts her hair on her Instagram and we're all just like...
Yeah, literally.
She exists.
Fuck. I know. But yeah, let's get into the Astro World fuckery.
Oh my god. Yeah, you said you had a lot to talk about, right?
I have a lot to talk about, but I don't know. I guess you do too. What are you doing?
I just realized how ridiculous this looks on camera.
It's okay. Me having a 1 liter here.
Oh my god. Me having a 3 liter, just drinking out of a 3 liter thing of water, like a barbarian. Like I just randomly hold this up. People are probably like, what the fuck is he doing?
Oh my goodness. You're so funny.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I don't know where to begin with Astro World. Other than like it was a horrific incident that absolutely did not need to happen. It was not warranted. You know, things could have been done to prevent this. On H3 today, from the other day that I was listening to, they brought up, and multiple people brought up, if Travis Scott just couldn't hear what was happening, right? That's the argument. Like if he just couldn't hear what was happening, right? But yeah, that's the thing. You're above all these people on stage. You can see what's happening. You don't need to hear what's going on to be able to see what's in front of you. So that's fucked up. Like, I don't know. I fully believe he saw what was happening. I guess let's bring it back to 2017, like I was talking about earlier. When he, in New York City, the fan was pushed off of the balcony at a show, but it was encouraged to happen. So, like, why was all of this chaos? Like, why hasn't anybody picked up on this, you know? And that other incident where another person was encouraged to jump from a high height, and that was after the crowd had stopped the show and asked for help. And like, how do you not realize how stupid you look up there? Like doing the robot and like singing in auto tune when there's literally people dying in front of you, you know, like it's so tone deaf.
Yeah, I agree. It's like he's like I just I mean, I have a lot of thoughts. I don't even know like where to start.
Yeah, and okay, well, I guess one thing that we can get off the table immediately is all of the TikToks of people going, this was demonic sacrifice. He's sacrificing these people to like demonic overlords to get what he wants. That's insane.
Yeah, I don't know like what these people are thinking. Like it's just it's not like exactly a straightforward incident, but it's kind of a straightforward incident. And I feel like these people are just like looking for like the next conspiracy. I'm all into conspiracies. Like I literally have a whole podcast dedicated to conspiracies. I am here for it. I am not here for that one. Because
Yeah,
yeah,
honestly.
definitely.
But also let's talk about how I'm I didn't finish the whole H3 podcast, so I didn't hear if this was confirmed or not. But like I mentioned, allegedly the police let him perform for 40 more minutes
Yeah, that's
because
confirmed. Yeah.
okay, they didn't want to, like, they wanted to avoid a riot because the concert ended.
The police mishandled the situation.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
completely. Like I don't believe that them saying that if they stopped it, there would have been a riot, because you could just turn the house lights on and you go, hey, this is the fucking police. You need to disperse immediately because
Yeah.
we have like fatalities, like this concert's done. Or at the very beginning of the show, they could have, or supposedly from what, I don't know, TMZ been posting tons of shit. I don't know what to believe from them, because the day after that happened, they were trying to spin the narrative, and I think Travis Scott's team, aka Kris Jenner, was like aka Lou Taylor and Kris
I was
Jenner,
gonna say Lou Taylor.
we're sending, like, they were trying to spin the story into the like the needle incident, and then today that was found out that was a lie. The security guard never got stabbed with a needle at all.
Yeah, that's really scary.
And that was a complete lie, and he said he just got
And
pushed
one of the
over.
security guards that was there was like, we were never meant to be here. We were just contacted last minute to be here, so we didn't know what was gonna happen, so we left.
Well, the secure. Okay, so like with security, like a lot of people are like, yeah, well, like these people need to be like super duper trained, but like I don't know. I don't know if you've been to like a lot of concerts, or people listening have been to a lot of concerts, especially festival concerts, because those specifically are like, people are just like volunteering, just random people. They're just volunteering to have get into that show for free and to go be security. That's all.
Yeah.
They're not
Honestly,
trained security guards. They're just like sign up volunteer. Like my mom did that one time, like where she was just like,
when I was at Warped
at
Tour, it was
at a
just a bunch of
fest.
like kids doing security.
Yeah, Warped Tour, like they that's how they kind of get it. They just do like voluntary. Sometimes they hire like actual security teams. I doubt that's what they did for this one. But I mean, I don't know. There's so many things that went wrong with this.
The only time that I've ever really had like major security at a con or like at a show was when I was at a casino, or when I've been in a small bar venue.
And there's like a lot of security there.
Yeah. Like when I like remember the blind dog that I would talk about before it got burned down.
Yeah.
There used to always be a lot of security out front and like walking throughout, like, because there was a lot of young kids there, you know.
Yeah, and like another thing is like there's a lot of like training that goes into like being a security guard. There's a lot of things that you could do as a performer, or like as the crew of the show, or as security guards, or as like people that are working there. Like literally as simple as getting a fucking flashlight, and the people that are like at the barricade literally being crushed to death, you shine a flashlight and you say, okay, these people, like there's something going on here, point the thing there, and then like maybe there's other security guards that can come break up that little thing, or something else can go on. Like I know like a lot of times if there's like really like heavy duty moshing, which by the way, just to put this out there, this was not a mosh pit at this Travis Scott thing. This is not what that was. There were people keep saying pit, but like they're getting confused, because being in a general admission area is also considered a pit, but that's not pitting. Like that's not mosh pitting.
No,
that's
and
not
like
moshing.
the general rule when you're in a mosh pit that I've ever been to is if someone falls down, you help them back up.
The point I was making is that it wasn't a mosh pit, so there was no ability to do that. They were being crushed.
I know that, but I'm saying, like, why is there more etiquette at a metal show with like big?
I'll be honest with you, I've seen very bad etiquette at metal shows and
I've been to only a few, so
I've seen people get knocked out on purpose at shows.
I had shittier etiquette at a Theory of a Dead Man concert than I have at any other metal show that I've been to.
Like a lot of people are like throwing that around. They're like, well, I just like go to metal shows and like we don't do that there. And it's like, bro, you like fucking try to kill each other when you go to the show. Like
Yeah.
that's the whole point of the fucking show. What the fuck?
Well, look at that. I don't know. Like, look at that Slipknot. I don't know if you saw on TikTok the Slipknot one that was the one that was going viral. They were
Where
with the guy in the wheelchair and they were pushing
oh
him
yeah,
around. That
yeah,
was so nice. Like,
yeah.
ugh,
I mean, but
I
like
love that
what I'm
shit.
yeah, but like it's not the Travis Scott thing. They're not moshing. It was like
No.
they were like the people. It's literally like this happens a lot, like at big size things like this, where it's literally called a human crush. There's too many people where you can't move, and everybody's just crushed up against a barricade. The worst one that I've ever heard of. It was actually at a soccer event. It was at a soccer game in the 80s, not even at a concert, a soccer game where like they only let a certain number of people in because there's seats.
Yeah.
And the police there decided to open up an exit gate to let more people in because everyone was out. There's too many people outside of the venue. So they were like, let's just let everybody in. But there was no cops inside the venue. They were all outside. So when everyone funneled in, they were like, let's go get the best seats in the house, even though that whole entire area was filled. All of the all other sides, like, because it's like an oval kind of thing, and then like those two, like in the middle, which are the best seats, filled to the brim. These things were literally virtually empty. No one was in there, and people were spilling. There's a metal like barrier, and people were literally like, you could look at the pictures, like there was just like dead people like that,
Oh
like
my
in the gate,
god.
and then like people, and then it eventually broke, and then 97 people died.
When you're
97.
talking about this, I don't know why in my head I'm picturing the zombies from Train to Busan.
Oh my god, literally.
That's
The
horrific.
and if you, I don't know, there's so many videos out about the Astro World thing, but there was a video somebody took like as they were walking, they were in between the barricade and the stage, and they were walking, just filming like the end of the barricade with their phone, and everyone, there was like two or three people piled on top of each other, literally over the barricade. Like people were just like smushed. They did not look like they were having fun. Like they looked like they were in pain.
Oh
Like they
my
were just like this, like,
god.
and they could not move. That's how it was. And I'm like, he could see that from the stage. You could literally look and see that, and that's
Yeah.
not okay.
You
So
can't
like,
miss that.
and as a performer, you have a certain type of etiquette. I know a lot of people are like, oh well, he couldn't see, but like even later on, he saw some people go down. He stopped the show. She stopped the show like temporarily, like even though it was like for like 3 seconds, but like
That was
he saw
bullshit.
stuff
Like,
go. He
you
saw
should have
stuff
stopped
going
the
on.
entire show.
He-
Yeah.
Well, when he saw stuff going on, he should have been like, I mean, he probably saw the barricade situation too, but like he should have been like, instead of being like, oh wow, like remember that meme I tagged you with the Spider-Man thing? He's like, they really
Yeah.
love me, and it's like screaming for help. That's literally him. He literally could have just been like, hey everyone, like this does not look safe. Like people look like they're in pain. Like, can you back up off the barricade?
Yeah.
He is a microphone. Like people were
That's
like,
what I was going to
how
say.
do
He
you,
has the microphone.
so many bands, so many shows I've been to, not just bands. I've been to rap shows like that. I've been to hardcore shows like that, pop punk shows like that, where they just like the performer or the band or artist, they stop and they say, look, there's a situation in the crowd, whether someone went down or like maybe they just see like people are moshing a little too hard. I've had them stop a show because people were moshing too hard in a punk show. And they've been like, look, we're not trying to kill each other. We're trying to have fun, like take care of each other out there, or we're not going to continue. I think that like some people are misunderstanding what happened. Like it's not that it was like a crazy mosh pit. It wasn't a crazy mosh pit that happened, and it wasn't I don't know. It definitely wasn't a crazy mosh pit. It definitely wasn't like.
No, I like I told you, I was watching Dr. Todd Grande, as I mentioned in the last video,
Yeah,
his video about stampedes and what
yeah, and
causes
like crowd
stampedes.
crushing. Yeah.
Yeah, I highly recommend that because it was quite informative. I don't know about the crowd mentality and what happens once it starts,
A
and
whole different type of psychology, like, and as a performer though, like that's why like the performer is always like, stop what you're doing, like this is dangerous, back up a little bit, because they're the ones that everyone's there to see. So like you'd be surprised how many people listen to one guy with a microphone.
did you, I don't know if you ever knew about the band Fugazi, but they
Oh
would,
yeah.
they would refund people who would fuck up at their shows, and they would have money in cash and give it to them. And then the video of the
Yeah,
Foo
Fugazi's
Fighters
wild.
where Dave Grohl kicked the guy out and they put light on him, and he was like, no, like absolutely not. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, he's like, was that the one where he's like, no fighting at my shows, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and Buddy's
Yeah.
playing a fucking accordion. Like, what
Oh
are
my
you
God.
doing?
and that Green Day video I showed you.
Yeah.
But,
should we get into movies, or do you have anything else to say about Astroworld?
well, fuck the whole situation and fuck anyone that's defending any of that situation. Also, fuck the people in the crowd. First and foremost, fuck the people in the crowd before anything else, because they're the ones that specifically caused this.
I would like to give a special fuck you to Kylie Jenner specifically for recording the ambulances from the VIP balcony and then deleting her Instagram story afterwards.
Oh my, of course she would.
So that's disgusting on her behalf. She has young children, and
they were there. Stormy was there.
She's pregnant with the other one, but she should have been more mindful of what she was doing, knowing that she has such a big audience and knowing that things could have been horrific, and she doesn't know. Like she doesn't.
If you see ambulance lights, like
that's
the sign. That's the sign. No, that's the sign to stop the show right there. Like that's the thing. And they said it was like they said it was like 40 minutes after they declared it a mass casualty event before they even stopped the show.
Yeah.
Like, what? They said the cops there already knew, and they were still filming him performing. That's what TMZ was like. They were like getting all the fucking cops videos, but they were like, all these cops are fucking filming this while this is happening, and they already knew that this was a mass casualty event. Like what?
So long, Captain Jack Meal from Burger King. Who are you?
They were like crowd surfing like the dead bodies out of the
yeah,
crowd.
I heard that.
Like,
I know, because on H3 today, Dan was like, oh, you can't show that video. And Ethan's like, it's okay, just play it. And Dan's like, no, there's a dead body in this video, and it would not be of value to anybody.
This stupid situation. He doesn't know crowd etiquette. Crowd didn't know crowd etiquette. The people there, the Houston PD fucking fucked up. Live Nation fucked up. It's a big fuck up. And 8 people died. Probably more are gonna die. Yeah. People are brain dead.
Wasn't it in like the 300s that were injured?
Yeah, people were injured. Like with but it's because it's like he's appealing to the young crowd. Like they're all like influencer type of kids, like FaZe Banks.
Oh, I'm appealing to all ages. I did half a Zan, 15 hours till I land. Like I know that's a great part of the song, but like still, don't make music like that and try to appeal to all ages.
No, I totally agree with you, but that's like what he's like in Fortnite. Like he's in fucking all the.
He was doing the Fortnite emote dance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's like in McDonald's like toys and shit. Like he's there to like make, I don't know, but that's the whole culture. Like it's not even just him. It's like the whole influencer culture. Like they have people like following them around like everywhere they go and just like causing like incidents everywhere. And like that's why there's that one video like FaZe Banks whatever going into GameStop like, I'm FaZe Banks, and everyone's like, he's just there by himself, and everyone's just like, what the fuck? Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, who are you?
Don't even know who you are.
Yeah, like, but that's like the type of like mentality that these kids have, and like fucking Travis Scott and all these people, like they think that they're like fucking rock stars and shit. And I don't know. They probably pay, I bet you any money. Travis Scott, all those influencers I was just talking about, I bet you they pay people to follow them around. Just to follow them around, so everywhere they go, it looks like they have something going on. Like there's a scene
all the YouTube Tana, they all call paparazzi on themselves just so that they look like
not even paparazzi. I'm talking about there's probably just like fans, like they probably find people on the street and they're like, oh, this kid looks like he's like into these Jordans on. Hey, come over here. You want to make $100 today? Follow me around for the day. I bet you they do shit like that. I can almost guarantee it.
So in conclusion, Travis Scott, you're done.
Yeah, you're done.
You're done.
Fuck Travis Scott. Fuck Kylie Jenner.
Okay. Anyways, let's get into our main movie this week, which was Lamb. A movie that was
not so positive on the reviews, I guess.
It was strange. This movie was directed by this movie was directed by Vladimir Johansson. It is starring Noomi Rapace, who I believe wasn't she in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo?
maybe she was in The Secrets We Keep, which I watched like last year at some point, which wasn't bad.
Yeah, she was in that movie Rupture that I watched, and she was in another
Mm.
one. I like her. I think she's a really cool
Yeah,
actress.
yeah, I
Because
like her.
she takes in roles that aren't normally conventional. Um,
Yeah,
but
I
this
like her as an actress.
Yeah, this movie essentially is about in rural Iceland, a childless couple discover a strange and unnatural newborn in their sheep barn, and they decide to raise it like their own. But sinister forces are determined to return the creature to the wilderness that birthed her. So I didn't know any of the plot going into the movie. I just saw the
Yeah.
trailer, and the trailer was pretty vague. So
Yeah, I actually only watched a teaser trailer before it was even A24, and that was the only thing I watched about this.
once I saw Lamb, like the way that they kind of marketed it seemed like it would have been a movie about the animals coming back as a herd to take back what was theirs, kind of thing. That's
Which I guess is
I
kind of
felt
what happened.
in a sense, yeah, but I felt like it was going to be more of a they all kind of attack at once kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it wasn't like that.
I honestly
Do
didn't
we
even
want to
know
get
what to
into
expect.
spoilers before we get too far?
Yeah, I mean, we could talk about whatever. I don't
Okay,
really.
because I just didn't want to like ruin it for anyone. Spoiler
Hey,
alert.
hey, if you listen to any, actually, yeah, spoiler alert for any of these episodes. If we're gonna be talking about like full movies that we watched, we may say spoiler. So that goes for all of the episodes because I don't want to censor myself. So
Just saying.
careful. So
Go on.
what? I thought you wanted to go spoilers. I think you had something to say.
Oh, well, because when we first started watching it, I didn't realize that when they were birthing the baby that it was half human. I don't know. I initially didn't realize that.
Yeah, and it started. There was like some more. I think they didn't really kind of even hint at that at first. It was kind of like more signs like started showing as it was
Yeah,
getting older.
because they were cuddling it in bed and she was very
Mhm.
attached to it. So then when you first saw like a human hand and her dressing this up like a human baby, it kind of got a little weird and it kind of made me feel uncomfortable for a little bit. But then it grew on me.
Well, I'm here for all the weird vibes, to be honest. Like, I kind of like the aspect that it was like trying to be weird and different, and I
Yeah.
like that it's original. But I just don't. I don't know. I have my. I literally said to you, I was like, I'm gonna regret looking up like what the director said about this movie,
Yeah.
and I did
Honestly.
immediately. I mean, at first I was kind of like deciding whether I hated it or if I loved it, because like obviously we like weird shit, like we like that's weird shit, like we like weird shit, but
I liked the ending.
the it was just kind of like, well, then you look it up and you're like, well, what's like the reason, like why did they do all this, and the director's just like, well, it changed, the meaning of this movie changes every time I view it. And it's like, okay, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm
Just
out.
like interpret it yourself. Have a
I
good
know.
time. It's
Yeah,
art.
but it's not, it's like it's a movie with like fucking half fucking people, half sheep. Like there has to be some.
There's 5 minutes of dialogue throughout the whole film.
Yeah, there has to be like some kind of, at least like a little bit of an explanation from somebody about it. I can understand if he was like, I don't want to explain it, whatever, but like he was just like, there's just like all these different types of meanings. Like, oh my God, fuck me.
Yeah.
Like, I hate that.
In my thoughts here, I wrote down beautiful but boring.
Yeah, and it was very slow. It was very slow paced. I did like how it was shot though. I do like the shots, the longer shots, and the um I did like the acting, I guess, at least from Numi Rapace or whatever her name is.
Yeah, I
However
liked
you
the
say.
color palette and I liked how bleak it felt.
Yeah, and I didn't mind like the lamb. Like I thought it was kind of cute.
It freaked me out at first. It made me a little uncomfy at first because I have a little problem with goats to begin with. So I don't know. Once it became like a full formed human, like dressed in cute little clothes, I was like, I kind of want it.
before this was like picked up by A24, there was no info about it, and it was just like literally like you didn't the teaser trailer didn't show anything. It just had like a couple of like really like long shots of like her just like sitting in a room or like some like countryside or something. There's no dialogue in the
And then like
trailer.
really tight shots on the lamb's face and stuff.
Well, the one I'm talking about, there was no lamb. There was no lamb in the
Oh, but
video.
that's what I saw. At first, it was just like scenery, her, and then like tight shots of the lamb's face, and that's all that I saw.
I saw one. There was no lamb in it, and I was like, this kind of looks like it could be awful. And then A24 piece up. I was like, okay, like maybe we should watch this. But then I like didn't bother watching a trailer because I was like, oh, maybe I'll keep it, like intrigue me a little more. But then I don't know. I just felt like it was like boring. Like I feel like they were slacking. There could have been so much.
A yawn counter? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, stop yawning. Are you bored?
No, I'm tired as fuck.
Oh my god. I feel like A24 kind of slacked a little bit with that, and they're slacking with the beach kind of thing. They're just kind of like doing weird stuff to kind of get people into like their thing, but they're not producing good content.
I thought I would have been a bigger fan of A24 by now. I don't know, but Neon is growing on me more.
Yeah, because Neon like doesn't give a shit about like cutting, because like even A24 is like I don't know, they're just kind of conforming to like censorship, and like that's why like they're not getting like a lot of good movies anymore. It's because like even that one that I was talking about, Pleasure or whatever, it was that porn documentary or whatever it was.
No, I want to watch so bad.
That was picked up by A24 originally, and then it was like shelved by them because they wanted to cut all the sex scenes out of it or something. And then so that's why Neon picked it up, and they were like, okay, we're gonna put this out like correctly.
Good. As it should be.
But I agree. I kind of like Neon. Neon's been growing on me. They're for like the weird indie vibes more.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah. And you mentioned you want to watch In the Earth again, and I think that's a Neon one.
Yeah.
Watch that for the show.
I don't know. I like environmental horror.
I agree. I really like that one. Even though a lot of people didn't like it, but I liked it.
Yeah, you and I seem to have opposing opinions to what everybody else thinks.
Oh, I thought you were like together. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. I don't know. We kind of go against the grain.
Yeah. So we're soulmates.
Yeah. That's why we're doing the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there in 2 days.
Yeah, you are. Should we get into your pick from last week?
Yeah, well,
unless you have some more about Lamb, or do you want to wrap up about Lamb?
Well, I was gonna ask, did you want to wrap up with Lamb? Because I kind of talked for a lot.
Well, all in all, I guess it was worth the watch for the ending. The ending was the way that it was paid off at the end. I enjoyed how that happened, but to get there, it was a journey.
Yeah, it wasn't almost 2 hours.
It was an hour and a good almost 45 minutes, but of silence. I think I would have to go ahead and rate that one a 2.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I think I would give this exact same rating, to be honest. I didn't hate it, but I hated it, but I mean, I don't know.
I just thought it was beautiful enough to deserve, like it was shot beautifully enough to deserve a decent rating, and the ending.
Yeah, there was redeeming qualities. Like I hate it. I feel like there's certain parts I hated, like the director, like the meaning behind it, but like there was some redeeming qualities at least. So I'm gonna give it a 2.5. That's a good rating.
Okay. Well, let's get into Possession from 1981.
Yeah, I picked this one because since like pretty much, I mean, since we met, I mean, I didn't hear about it like actually before we met, but probably like right around the time we met, I started hearing about that movie, even though it came out in the 80s. But I have been wanting to watch it since then, and I hadn't actually brought it up to you at all because I kind of felt like you had already watched it because it's like a popular one.
And I was like obsessed with it, but like I always seen bits and pieces of it, and what I thought was the ending was not the ending, and I promise you I didn't spoil it for myself, and I didn't.
Yeah, true. I mean, like, what even like is the story? I mean, I guess okay. I actually have some thoughts about this.
Hold up, before we begin. This movie was directed by, I don't know how to pronounce his name correctly, but
Andrzej.
Andrzej. Zugczewski. I am horrific with pronouncing names.
Yeah, it's like Andre or something. I don't know. For like if for English, at least you would probably
Yeah,
say it like
something
that.
along those lines. But it is starring Isabel Adjani and Sam Neill, who were over the top in this movie.
Yeah, for sure. They
Don't look
definitely
at my cat.
like you said, like you were telling me while we were watching, it felt like very soap opera-y, like over
Yeah.
the top with like the acting, which I definitely agree. I just feel like it's like part of the times. Like that's kind of like what they did like with like the I don't know.
That's what
Like
my mom said too.
I feel like back then like they had a lot of like movies where like the acting was kind of over the top.
Yeah.
Um
This movie is essentially about a man whose wife is having, and he suspects is having an affair, but she asks for a divorce and leaves. And he ends up having an affair with his son's teacher, who ends up being his wife's look-alike. But the separation between the two is entirely, completely dramatic and volatile and horrific to watch, with lots of body horror, lots of
abuse.
um, abuse, yes, and a grotesque being existing in Anna, the wife's house apartment. What are your thoughts on this movie?
Um my thoughts. Well, I feel like I enjoyed it a little more than you did, to be honest. Because you kind of seemed like indifferent after rewatching. You were kind of like, yeah, like it was good. And I was
Listen, the only thing I wanted that
oh.
I wanted to happen happened. I just wanted her to fuck that entity in her house, and she did. So that's all that I wanted, and it
Yeah,
happened.
well, I know I understand the acting. It was definitely kind of like takes you out of it. It doesn't feel like as real. It doesn't feel like as natural. But I don't know. I guess like I thought the performances were pretty good because I feel like the over the top part fits a little bit because they're kind of going crazy in the movie, you know, like they're kind of losing. And
Yeah,
how do we know that like that being like wasn't part of like them was like actually going crazy, you know? Like what like did they imagine that or like was that like actually real? The ending was fucking wild with like the shootout thing that happened.
yeah,
Like what the fuck was that about?
I know.
They were just going for
I
like the most carnage ever, but I mean, I was here for it. I don't know.
I
I don't
had
want
it written down that the
to go too long.
actors know they committed in such a way that it made you believe that they were going insane and that like it was insanity, you know?
Yeah, I thought the main actor, what's her name? Like Isabel something.
Isabella Johnny.
Yeah, I thought like some of the scenes were pretty good with her, with like their separation, like what they're arguing and like that kind of stuff. It felt very.
Yeah, she gets crazy eyes.
It felt. I know, literally. It felt me at you sometimes. In a good way.
Babe.
I was kidding. No, it felt very realistic, and I think the reason for that is because this was a pretty like stark betrayal, like a pretty like I don't know. The director who also wrote the movie, he wrote this based on his divorce. The scenes where like the kid was like home alone, where you were like, how's this kid not dead yet? That shit
Yeah,
happened in real life. Like he
that's
said
so
he said he
sad.
would just like come home and like the kid would just the shit would just be everywhere and the kid would just be like by himself for like hours and days.
That's so sad.
While like his mom doing whatever, going crazy. She was an actress too. The mom, she was like a famous actress or something from like the 70s and 80s.
Wow.
But yeah, they had, I guess like he had like a big, while he was going through the divorce, he ended up like going to like New York or something, or then going to France or something. But he met like two other writers that were working on it with him, and then they crafted this. But like I think that's why like those scenes, like the separation scenes, feel so like authentic, I guess, maybe. Like
Yeah.
it feels like they're really drawing from those emotions. He probably pushed them a little bit during the directing process, I would imagine, to kind of get those performances out of them.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I really liked the body horror and I liked the being thing and the fucking part. And I know you were like you saw like a little teeny glimpse of it and you said, I hope she fucks it. And I was like, okay. and
Oh my
then it
god.
happened.
And I was like, yes. But
Oh my
one
god.
thing one thing I did like that I mentioned to you, but like right after we were watching the movie, was I like how a lot of the scenes were shot like, I don't know, very angular, and like
Mhm.
the one scene of them sitting in the restaurant together, like he was sitting on one side and she was sitting on the other, and like it was just like shot like really beautifully the whole movie. I just thought it was so cool.
I agree. What one thing about the acting I didn't like, at least like for this, at least one of the scenes that really stuck out to me that I did not like was the PI scene. Like where the
Yeah,
PI is going after her and it's just so over dramatized. Like, and he's like following her on a
on
he's
the
just like
bus.
he's like staring at her and she's just like not even like acknowledge. I thought I was like, is she like dreaming this? Like, did this
Yeah,
is real?
and then he's like, I'm a building inspector and all this
And
stuff. Like
like she's just like has groceries and like there's like a crackhead or something and he just like reaches in and grabs her like
a
bananas and starts
banana.
eating it
Yeah, like what are
and she
you
just has
doing?
no reaction. She's just like
Yeah,
while
that's
he's doing
why
it, like what the fuck?
when you're like, I don't know if this is actually happening, I'm like, maybe it's not.
Like what? But then then I was like, oh, he's like create. I was like, he's just like imagining this guy. He's like, fun. And then he's just like, next scene, he's calling him. He's like, yeah, I found her apartment. Like, oh my god, like shut up. I hated that
I
scene.
had a
That was
banana
so,
for a snack.
yeah, that was awful. That scene was absolutely awful. They needed to definitely cut that out for sure. There's so many scenes like that they needed to cut out to make the runtime like way less. And the ending, like the ending, I feel like we could have just done without the whole ending. Like I mean I didn't hate it, but like I feel like it didn't belong and it was just kind of to make the runtime go
A little
longer.
longer.
And I
Yeah.
just feel like if they cut that out, made it like an hour and a half, it would have been a lot better, a lot more digestible for
That's usually
everyone.
how I feel about movies. Keep it under 90 minutes. If it's quick in and out, let's go.
Yeah, especially like
Only
for
movie
something
I
like
want to
that.
see that's longer than that is Nymphomaniac. If it's not by Lars von Trier, I don't care.
Oh my god! If a girl's not giving a guy a blowjob on the train, then it doesn't count.
If she does not cut her full clitoris off, I do not want to see it.
If Shia LaBeouf doesn't simulate sex with somebody in the movie, then it's not. It's not for me.
I mean, mind you, I was talking about Antichrist for that one, but
Oh my god.
another story for another day.
Oh my god, let's not expose our viewers to that one. No, I'm just joking. No, that's fun. We should do like actually I'm bringing this up right now on the podcast because we're already going to be doing a Quentin Tarantino episode. I don't know when, but eventually because we have to watch all the episodes, all the movies, and then talk about them and rank them and all that. I also want to do a Lars von Trier.
Okay, do you want to do all of his movies or do you want to just do the Depression trilogy?
All of them.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Well, what exactly is the Depression trilogy? Like which ones?
Antichrist, Melancholia, and Nymphomaniac 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, no, I want to do all of them, and the House of Jackville. I want to do all of them.
I have that one.
Yeah, we're gonna rank all of them. We're gonna watch them all.
Okay.
But yeah, when we plan that, we can plan that like weeks ahead of time if you want.
I have
so we
one
can
on VHS, and the synopsis on it seems pretty crazy.
Which one? Go get it.
This is called The Kingdom.
Oh, I haven't heard of that one.
This says the best ghost story since The Shining with the weirdest characters since Twin Peaks.
And there better be a lot of unsimulated sex in it and fucking vaginas getting cut off. That's what I need.
Yeah. It says the Kingdom Hospital is ailing. This once venerable institution has become a carnival of horrors as a restless ghost haunts the halls crying for redemption. The patients try to contact the uneasy spirit with seances. The doctors, feeling their own inadequacy, turn to exorcism and voodoo. Ginger is going crazy. In desperate attempts to salvage their powers as healers, but a terrible secret buried in the past has the hospital in its grasp. The terror spreads like a virus, snaring the innocent in its deadly path, but it may be too late to save the kingdom.
That sounds really cool, actually. We should definitely watch all of these.
like ER on acid.
Oh yeah, we're watching it. It's done deal. That's all I needed to see.
Okay.
Yeah, we definitely have to do that. I want to do that and Quentin Tarantino for sure.
No problem. And Wes Anderson.
Yeah, we can do Wes Anderson.
He's one of my faves.
Mm-hmm. I know. We have to watch The French Dispatch eventually whenever it's out. I mean, it's out, but like whenever we can get a chance to watch it.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about a movie. Let's finish up. What is your rating? What did you think about Possession?
I believe I gave it a 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I can double check that.
Yeah, I think I would give it a 4 out of 5 just because of the time that it was in. It was edgy for its time.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, yeah. No, I agree. Especially for the movies that were coming out for there. Actually, I gave it a 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I'll give it a 4.
I said this was extravagantly over the top. And by the way, follow me on Letterboxd. This has over 100 likes on it. I am the new Karsten Runquist. And by the way, I don't just write one little thingy. I mean, sometimes I do. Oh, that's an ad.
Something different.
That's an ad. Ha 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 ha. There you go. Sorry. There you go. Oh, I said this was extravagantly over the top and dramatic and sexy and weird and intense. It was fun and it was a thrill ride from start to finish. Possession was a stark and visceral portrayal of the director's own divorce, and its message was pretty on the nose, but I loved the practical effects and how they didn't hold back whatsoever with the violence or the yucky imagery. And I said, if you're into Cronenberg, you'll love this. If you're into weird shit, you'll love this. If you're into dramatic horror films that are a little on the nose with their themes, you'll definitely love this.
Well, I love you.
I love you. You like that one?
Yeah.
See, I know how to write reviews sometimes. But that is kind of sums up my thoughts. I mean, maybe I'll change it to a 4 out of 5. I don't know if I felt that strongly about it, but that's okay.
Okay, well, let's get into my pick from last week, which was The Descent from 2005.
Mm-hmm.
This movie was directed by Neil Marshall. Actually does not have any actors that we would know because these are, at the time, to me, were all unknowns, which made the story a little scarier.
I agree.
And
they were good. They were good,
yeah. This movie is about a group of friends who go on an expedition to a cave, and their expedition turns into a nightmare when they get trapped inside of a cave and are pursued by bloodthirsty predators. So this one holds up.
I agree. And as somebody who is an avid cave person that goes into caves.
Caveman?
I'm just I agree with like how it's caves can be pretty scary sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. You definitely should not go into a cave alone. That's for sure.
You think there's monsters living in them?
I slept in one, and let me tell you, it's all you hear is just like you have to go into a cave and shut off all the lights and just listen because like there's just weird sounds. Like it's just sounds. Like, and you'll be like, how is there sounds down here? Like, where is this coming from? Like I'm deep underground. And you'll hear like dripping of water, you'll hear bangs, you'll hear just like you probably hear bats down there, you'll hear like all different types of things. The silence, like it's right there, like you can feel like how when you shut off all the lights,
it's kind of uncomfortable and I don't like it. That's why I have fucking thousands of lights, the TV stays on, 2 fans are on.
I slept in one. Like it's not super, it's scary, it's scary. Yeah. It's a scary time, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
And why does everyone that does urbex, like, why are they just like, let's go into caves all the time? Like, I don't want to go into every cave. I just want to go to other things.
Honestly. I know, because you always get such good pictures everywhere else, but like, when are you going to get in a cave?
When have I ever even sent you one? I've never even taken one when I was in a cave. Just because can't even get a good one unless you're like really in there and like, I don't know. You have to be in a really cool one. Not in like an Exploring with Josh video that he titles it Haunted Devil Mine Cave thing. That's the one I slept in, I think. You're not paying attention to where you're going in the cave. Like you have to make sure that you either write it down or like make a mental note of like where you are, like for sure, or look for things around you to kind of
get back out. Why that hellhole scares me so bad, because how do you get out of there?
Yeah, or you have to just keep going to the end, like, and hopefully it's open on the other side, because sometimes they're not.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just like an end. It just ends, or like it's caved in, or you can't go any further, so you have to turn back around and go back out of the cave.
Okay. I did say that The Descent was the perfect amount of horror, suspense, gore, and claustrophobia.
Yeah, I agree.
It really makes you feel a lot of things when you're watching it.
Yeah,
Frustration.
yeah, like anxious, honestly. Like
Yeah.
some of the scenes are so like you said, I think claustrophobic was a good word.
Yeah.
It
Well,
really,
because the one she leaves the map and leads them to a different cave, and like they don't know where they are. So as soon as they're in there, you're like, where are you gonna go?
exactly. That's what I was saying. Like, you need to fucking make sure you know where you're going.
Oh my
Like that's
god.
it's so like it really does get claustrophobic in a cave, to be honest. And
Yeah.
I think they captured that like very well in the movie. And I mean, obviously, it's also like other horror elements, but I like what they did with everything. I feel like it was way ahead of its time when it came out in like what 2005,
Yeah.
way ahead of its time. Like, has
And
there even been a good weird cave movie like that since?
I wouldn't necessarily consider it a cave movie, but it was shot in the catacombs, as above, so below. That one, I enjoyed
Okay.
that movie.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I guess that's a little different than like just like a regular cave, but
Mm-hmm.
that'd be cool to go to one day if you want to go to Paris and go to the
I'll go
catacombs.
anywhere with you.
Well, let's go, baby. Get your passport and get your shots.
Do you have your passport? Did you get your shot?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. The last note that I have about this movie was that it like the arguments in the movie and everything kind of felt more believable because it wasn't, like I mentioned, it wasn't well-known actors. So all the tension, everything that you're feeling feels so much more believable because it could be a situation that happened, because like Paranormal Activity, we didn't know who Katie and Miko were, so they could have died for all we know. But that's how I felt with The Descent.
I agree. Yeah, there's I like that, especially. Well, I feel like it works when there's like when they understand the assignment, like
Yeah.
when those, because like there's some movies where they have like unknown actors and they're not really like good. But these are like the ones you mentioned, Paranormal Activity, The Descent, are really good in that aspect. I really enjoyed. I think that that's a good point, like where they have like a lot of unknown actors and actresses, and it kind of makes it more believable that they were like really like in these situations. And did they film like on location, or like where did they film this? Because I don't really know. Do
I
you know?
actually don't know, but let me just look something up really quick because I stumbled across a little article about this movie. So apparently, this movie was based on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Thing, and Deliverance.
The Descent.
Yeah, that was
What?
the
Texas
main
Chainsaw Massacre.
influences. It says combine the terror of claustrophobia, being hunted, and
Oh, okay.
paranoia.
Okay, I can see what they mean by that.
Oh yeah, the last minute of the film was different to the American release.
Oh, okay.
Um, the creatures in the film are called crawlers, and the director calls them evolved caveman.
Yeah, hey,
Um,
it's me.
Originally, the cast was supposed to be a mixture of male and female because they didn't want to stereotype the characters. The film is set in North America, but is filmed in the UK.
Yeah, it said I just looked it up and it says that it was not shot in an actual cave because that would have been too dangerous for them. But it would be cool if it was.
There's a fan theory. The main character, Sarah, lost her mind in the cave and imagined that the crawlers, she imagines them all, and that she killed off all of her friends herself. And I like that theory.
The crawlers were so scary.
Well, the first time I saw that, they were really scary, but they still are a little bit freaky. The crawlers were played by professional actors and not stunt people because they wanted each of them to have their own personality, and authenticity was very important to the director while making the film. When it came to the actors playing fear. And finally, apparently there is a vampire connection to this movie.
Vampire? What do you mean?
Yeah. Apparently every character, every actress in this movie has a character related to a vampire movie or show.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of that. Well, that's cool. I had no idea about any of that stuff.
Yeah, I stumbled across that article at work.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, and I'm glad that you shared that with me and everyone else because I didn't know any of that kind of stuff about it.
Thanks.
But yeah, I really enjoyed The Descent. I'm glad that we got to watch that. And fuck Exploring with Josh. Fucking stupid ass devil cave, fucking haunted ass, fucking bullshit ass. I was in there. That shit ain't haunted, bro. I was in there.
Cut it out.
So all your little Travis Scott fans, like they might be dumb and they believe you, but I don't. I was there. I got in there.
I seen it.
I slept there. It may be scary from the other shit, but it ain't scary from your haunted devil mind cave BS, whatever you called that video. Get out of here.
So anyways.
Get out of here. Cut it out.
Cut it out. I'm going to rate The Descent a 4.5 because I think it holds up after I've watched this movie almost every single year for the past few years, and it still holds up.
Damn, baby, you watch it a lot more than me.
Yeah.
I actually hold on. I'm gonna give you the exact rating that I gave it. But I think I remember. We've watched so many movies. Oh, I gave it. Actually, this was from a long time ago. I'm gonna update it. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5.
All right.
But I'm glad that we got to rewatch that, and I'm hoping we can watch like more. We get another cool one out of your random generator.
Yeah, well, go ahead with your recommendation for next week.
Do we have any other movies to talk about?
Nope.
Okay. What was my recommendation? Oh, my recommendation. Okay. You're talking about the like what we're gonna tell the fans to watch.
No. What we're watching next week. You get a pick. I get mine. Remember you picked.
Oh yeah, and then we have a main one, right?
Yeah.
But did we decide on the main one?
Yes.
Or are we deciding right now? Oh no, we decided. We decided. Okay. We have so many movies. Like we're like, this one would be good for the podcast. Like,
honestly.
Okay. My pick was gonna be Skate Kitchen because actually, I don't even remember. I had never heard of this movie until you brought it up.
Yeah, it was on my
you wanted to watch
it for a long time.
And that got me interested. I skateboard and I like skating. And so I really want to watch this, and I've wanted to watch it for like since you told me about it. And so I'm recommending that for us to watch for next week so we talk about it.
And then after Skate Kitchen, we do have the show Betty that follows it on HBO.
And that's about Skate Kitchen?
It's about the girls that are in the show or in the movie.
Oh, all right, that'd be cool. Yeah, we should definitely watch that too.
And then I'm going to do my random number generator for my collection in there. I'm going to pull a DVD out. Last time, I believe we picked number 80. We were in the 80s.
It was like 87 or something like that.
Yeah, so I'm going to start at 80 this time. And I'm going to go to 300. So between 80 and 300.
Okay.
We got 187.
So you're going to go from 80 to 187?
No, I'm going to pick the 187th movie.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right.
187 brought us to the letter H.
Is it your fave? Be honest.
It's not House of a Thousand Corpses.
Is it your fave?
What? It's not Hostel.
Hostel? Why did that even come out of your mouth? What are you talking about? Hereditary.
Oh, no. That I didn't think about because that's in my A24 collection.
Oh my god. Okay, all right, we're redoing this whole thing. You're adding these other ones into the collection.
No! Do you want to see what I don't think you're gonna like this movie.
Oh my god. What is
and I
it?
don't know if you've seen it.
Probably.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
I'm just kidding. What is it? Oh, you've never seen it.
Horns.
Oh, I've seen that with Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah, you should watch that. I think you'll like that.
Okay.
I mean, it's a little crazy.
That's fine with me.
What?
Well, that's our movie for this week is Horns.
Yeah, let's check that one out. I haven't seen that since it came out, like whenever that dropped. But yeah.
Well, I'm excited because I like Juno Temple.
You see that movie that Daniel Radcliffe was in called like Guns Akimbo or whatever?
Yeah, I have not watched with
wild.
his handguns.
That show was insane. Like, what is that? It was like
Did not
Crank,
watch.
but it was just like with guns. Like, I don't know.
Crank was good.
Crank was good. Can we watch Crank? Like, can we watch Crank when we go to bed?
Oh my god. I was going to recommend something, but I don't remember. Oh, our main movie first before we get into it. Our main movie is called "There's Someone in Your House Inside Your." No, it's not. That's the other one. I got it confused with. That I thought it was going to be that one we were watching, but it's called "No One Gets Out Alive." That's the one we're watching, and this is on Netflix.
Okay.
This one, it says, desperate and without documentation, a woman from Mexico moves into a rundown catfight Cleveland boarding house, and the unsettling cries and eerie visions begin.
That sounds exciting though. I'm excited to watch that one.
Yeah, so that, and then I guess my recommendation this week, I don't necessarily have too much to recommend. I'm gonna just go ahead and recommend In Search of Darkness part 1 and 2. If you haven't seen them, go ahead and watch them. It's 8 hours of your life you will thank me for watching. And then I'm going to recommend one of my very favorite podcasts, the Intercut podcast.
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm gonna recommend Karsten Runquist's podcast, Carscast.
Actually, you know what? I take that back. I'm going to recommend Carscast, and I'm going to recommend Jeffrey Borslow's song "I Am a Mantis" on Spotify. Go stream "I Am a Mantis."
Actually, since she decided to troll me, I'm actually gonna give you guys a recommendation to go check out her main channel, Dead Girl Superstar, because she didn't give like an actual. She didn't tell you what her channel was when she told you to watch her videos. But I love her channel and I'm her biggest fan, so I wanted to go watch her stuff.
Well, I'm your biggest fan.
I'm your biggest fan.
I'm a real big fan of yours.
But no movie related content for recommendations this week. I do have some other ones, but I want to recommend.
Yeah, we haven't really watched too much to recommend.
I guess we'll have to sign off for the night, right? We're good?
Yeah. I have had this makeup on for 13 and a half hours, and I am ready to take it off.
You're acting like it's like a thing, like it's a hard.
I feel like I have a second skin on.
Can I wear your skin? Can I wear your skin? You're taking that off on the podcast? Oh my god. Keep it on. No. Nope. Oh my god.
Eyes. No eyes.
No eyes. All right. Well, that's it, I guess. You guys got no eyes Ashley and no bones Ashley over here. So that's it. We're signing off. Sayonara, suckers.
Sayonara, suckers.